go to Diablo. We're going to start up, and the warm-up game for today is Pharao. It's basically, you will see, it's very close to what Caesar is, and I have to run a display capture on that because it's not doing anything else. So we'll start it up, look at the introduction, and then play a bit. It has the expansion in it as well.
The Pharaoh is the heart of Egypt. The land is its body, and the people are its blood.
Kinda. Few exceptions.
One day you will rule Egypt, my son.
Roll.
Your armies will thunder across the boundless desert. And it shall tremble beneath them, as it shook beneath the pounding feet of the countless men who toiled in the burning sun to build your grandfather's eternal resting place. He was Egypt, just as I am Egypt, and as you will be Egypt. His face is my face, and your face. His strength, our strength, for his blood runs in our veins. He labored a lifetime to build this monument, which now watches over us. And when it was complete, so too was his life complete. Yet even as my father was taken by Anubis, a new life came close. And as your grandfather was bound in fine linen, so were you wrapped in swaddling clothes. And a new day dawned for Egypt. In time, each pharaoh must heed the call of Osiris and embark on a final journey to the immortal realm. For when the day of Pharaoh's reign is at an end, so the night of his eternal sleep begins. While he slumbers undisturbed, so shall Egypt endure.
Quite an awesome introduction for such an old game, right? I think that's pretty good. It's the user interface is nearly identical, and the way the mechanics are displayed with the overlays and such is identical. The gameplay is different because the Pharaoh or Cleopatra focuses on other goals, and you plan and build the city differently. But they are very much alike. This could have been an expansion. It could have been an expansion, and it's a bit loud. I'll try to tune it down a bit. Oi, give me my menu here. Right. It's a super loud game. And it sadly doesn't have the same fine-tuning option Julius mod gives us for Caesar. And I couldn't find a similar mod for Pharaoh. So we have to take it as it is. I could find a program, though, that resizes the game to your desktop resolution if you should want that. But it wouldn't work with OBS. Oh, I just see that we have the background. We don't. I'll change that real quick. There. Because that will be confusing. Now it's just a black screen behind. So it was being stretched via OBS. It was looking correctly on my screen in full screen without the black bars, but OBS somehow didn't get the proper signal through to the other PC. So this is how we will look at it. Right. So I'm going to start a new family. That was my test family. Now we create a new one. The introduction hints at it. It's more about building a dynasty and multi-generational progress, which takes it apart away from what Caesar does. Caesar focuses a lot on all the Roman specialities. city building as well as in the surrounding missions. And in Pharao it's a bit different. Oh, Nimlot. I'll take that name. So now you could run a custom mission, you could choose one, or begin your family history, which basically is the introduction to the game. So we'll do that. Right, and then you can play through the dynasties, or through the periods, and then through the kingdoms, basically through the whole game, and then through the expansion called Cleopatra. And you basically are following the story of your family. That's how it works. So this is the pre-dynastic period. Your family begins leading a small band of nomads through their discovery of the arts of civilization. Your leadership helps to set Egypt on its course to eventual greatness, still glimpsed only dimly. It's a bit of a delay.
It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So may the story of a great nation begin with one dream. The Red Land has given birth to such a dream. Clans of nomads carry it in their heart, across the immeasurable desert and into the land of Egypt.
Okay.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the pharaohs. Here you'll participate in the history of one of the greatest civilizations the world has ever seen. In an epic story that spans more than 15 centuries and 24 generations. You must lead one family, generation by generation, from its earliest beginnings in Egyptian prehistory, through the dawn of civilization, to the establishment of a unique and powerful empire and beyond. Our story begins more than 5,000 years ago, along the banks of the Nile River in an area known as Nubt. Here, a small confederacy of clans struggles to eke out an existence in the harsh environment. With you at its head, your family leads this small settlement.
So, the scale at which this starts is smaller, and the goal for which you strive is much bigger than in Caesar. So you have this whole, which I always enjoyed, this whole build-up towards pyramids and monuments and huge families and civilizations to think about while playing. And it kind of depends on what is your favorite game setting in the end. But I would still say that Caesar and this are different enough to play them both. But I get where the reskin impression comes from. But for me, they felt different enough always. Let's have a look. We're supposed to build 6 meager shanties. Sounds easy. Create an area of housing and watch immigrants arrive. Okay. Alright, so introduction. The first thing this village will need are housing to provide settlers with a suitable place to live, and a network of roads to allow its eventual inhabitants to find their way around easily and efficiently. Build access of housing and you'll soon see areas of housing, and you'll soon see people move into the village. Then you can get the complete tutorial here if you want. There's a lot, as there was with Caesar. Right? Here I could sadly not change the controls, so I have to do this manually here. Yeah, reading, Sid, welcome. Yeah, this will be I'll try to take it slower than Caesar. We might not see as much as we have seen of Caesar. Oh, wait. I forgot about this. Maximum 1 hour. Do the thing. Oh, it's not doing it. Because Sid, how are you doing? Welcome aboard. Now, from Caesar to Pharaoh. More reading, indeed. Yeah, it's the first game is the warm up. It says half an hour there. That's correct. No, it's not. We want 1 hour. Whoops. Oh, don't do that. 1 hour maximum. Oh, can I go backward? That's easier then. Aha. Right, let's see if that works out. Stop. Start. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thank you so much. I did haul a crap ton of shopping home today, so the larder is full, and my weekend, which starts on Monday, can come. Okay, the count is running. We're gonna run the game at 30% speed, and this is where we are at. You have edge scrolling, which is kind of cool. There's a little oasis here. Birds! Floodplain. This area offers highly fertile land now that the river has subsided, but it will be flooded again, right? So the River Nile and its behavior is also part of this game, obviously. And you will see, if you look at the interface here, it looks like the Caesar one, just with different pictures. Which is okay. I don't mind it. Because it's thematically very fitting and actually easier to learn. Which might seem weird because it's symbols and hieroglyphs, but it's easier to learn it compared to what they did in Caesar. Saturdays. I found that I can, over here, I can go after 1 o'clock, before 3 o'clock. It's a perfect shopping time. Nobody's there. Nearly nobody. It was very relaxed shopping. I appreciate that a lot. Okay, so let's see. Housing. This is also fertile, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. So, if we build housing, it needs access to the road. And we need access to water, so I want to build in that direction. So, if I build a road leading off the main road to the village we're gonna plan. And we don't want to build too close to the water. And we'll start with... Shall we start with the Caesar setup and see if it works? In Caesar I had this setup of four houses. I can tell you right now already that it's gonna look different. Not because of the graphics, but because of the necessities of the game. Your village and city setup will look different. Right, okay, so we have houses with access to... So this is barren land, it has no access to water. But everything that has a bit of grass on it gives us water access. Much like in Egypt at around 5,000 years ago, but different from Caesar. In Caesar you could build a well everywhere. I want to see the overlay. Water. Right, so you see groundwater supply for wells, and this is basic drinking water access. So they don't have it. Since we are limited in where we can place wells, you already see that you build around wells differently. For example. The risk management has malaria as a special. And crime instead of a structure. I think, no, the structure is still a thing. But crime is, I think, also in Caesar, but yeah. So they have no chance of catching fire, not like in Caesar, where you build a house and suddenly it's probably burning very soon. I found that a bit odd. Oh no, I want normal view. Okay, there are our settlers coming in. That's good. So let's see. We will think of a way to get access to water for these people as well, right? So we build a second well. Here. Now we go back. It's gonna take a second. So around the well, it's a range of 2 tiles from the well that will be supplied. There's a 5x5 with the well in the middle. You kind of need to know stuff like that for efficient building. Whoops. Right, there you go. Okay. So what's this? A sturdy hut. A nearby building is having a detrimental effect on the desirability of this location. That's the same as in Caesar, but you get a bit more information from the individual click. Something I did yesterday very late is click on people that move around. They also give you feedback, which is the game's way of telling you what you need to change or what you need to do in addition to the overlays. And you actually need to do that, otherwise you get lost. And you will not be able to make the right decisions. So we need to increase the desirability. Food from a bazaar and desirable surroundings, okay. Oh, we don't have any other options. Gonna build around the wells and extend the roads a bit. It's just gonna take a bit of time until we will see the people moving in, I guess. We can increase the game speed to 50%. Hey Flake, welcome! Happy Saturday! Aha! So more people are moving in. Population 30. There's a message. Oh yeah, that's the explanation of what we're supposed to do. Yeah, this is the same they tell you in Caesar, and intersections are the death of your city. Yeah, we had that in Caesar. I accidentally isolated a housing area. And they were getting grumpy instantly. It's a bit like in Frostpunk, when you turn off the generator, it doesn't gradually cool down, it's instantly off. People are instantly pissed off, even though it's still warm. Limitations of gaming. But as you can see, people are still moving in. And they have access to water. They also need access to road. What we could try now is if it counts as access to the road like this, or if they count as being cut off. I don't know that. So we're gonna try it. So this well provides up to here. We can build another one here. Oh, it's too dry though. They will not have access to water. We might get advanced... I'll clear that. It costs money every time. You'll get advanced water support systems later. The sounds they make. Ostriches.
I'm new here. I wonder what the city will offer to a person like me.
Voiceover. When you click at people. Open land is prime building terrain. Yes. It is. But you need water. So this is a sturdy hut still. I thought it counted as something different already. Okay. But they upgrade. Right? They from tiny little houses they build bigger ones. Let's see if we can build another well. Here. And add a bit of housing around it. Like so. Oh yeah, we can test it here. We build too far from a road. Probably these. Let's build like this. And then down here. Remove that. So I could expand the houseable, livable area up to this, up to here. It still has water access. That one's the last bit. So these could still be houses. Oh, this has access for a well. Cool. So we can extend further even. Oh yeah, right, we can. Okay, good. But this is the area we need. So that's quite alright. We could build a well here. To get more people to live there. Food or famine? A growing population needs a reliable source of food and some means of storing and distributing it. Certain animals like the ostriches in this region can be hunted for game. Granaries, not canaries, granaries store game and other foods, while bazaars distribute the food to the village's inhabitants. As with most working structures, in order to function properly, these buildings must be located within reach of housing, and the city must have enough workers to staff them. In Caesar, they used to call that labor, not housing. I think housing is the better wording. Anyway, hunting for food. Build a hunting lodge close to the ostrich flocks, and hunters will set out in search of prey. If successful, they bring the carcasses back to the lodge to be butchered, after which a cart pusher will deliver them to the nearest granary for storage. Different workers from the bazaar assess the needs of the neighborhoods they serve, acquire food from nearby granaries, and deliver this food to the houses in their immediate vicinity to meet these needs. And again, like in Caesar, it wouldn't hurt if they would tell you the range. Modern games probably don't tell this mechanic in the same way. Not so many words, more pictures and numbers. It's nicer this way, right? I like it, but modern games found a better way of explaining things, because this is very vague. It's like, okay, what am I looking at here? This is the bazaar. The bazaar gets stuff from here. And this is the hunting lodge. So this is the granary? Right? This must be the granary. The hunters go hunting, and then they bring the food to the granary, which will then be fetched by the workers and then distributed to the houses. So the supply chain is explained, and then you see a picture, but it's still, I find it unclear. But yeah, that's just that. Ultimately, your goal in this mission is to transform some of your crude huts into meager shanties. This is accomplished by providing them with water and food from the bazaar. Also, make sure they are not too close to any unsightly industrial buildings or inferior housing, which discourage home improvements by lowering the desirability of the area. Hey Badger, welcome! You will eventually learn various ways to increase an area's desirability. For now, though, simply avoid locating homes too near to industries. Okay, and then we've got overseers to help us out with that. Alright, they help you, but I think we should be fine. Let's put the hunting lodge here. And then we have the granary where the hunting lodge will bring the stuff. That's a big building. I hope it doesn't count as industry. What do I know? And the bazaar. Not bizarre. bazaar. Is it the ostrich blocking us, or is it something on the... Can someone please kill the animals? Thank you very much. That's... Our food is blocking our building. Right, in modern games, if you have buildings with a range, like the well and the bazaar, you would see an overlapping square. So to help you decide where to place it. In this and in Caesar, you kind of have to know all the ranges on your own, which makes it very, very, very nasty for new players to get into these games. And I think that's a design fault they made back then, because they had the ability to make these graphic overlays. And I think they could have done it so that when you place a well, you would see this overlay automatically. And for other buildings that have a necessity in terms of range. I think they could have done it, but they didn't. And I think that was a big mistake. Back then there was not so much in terms of other builders that they could be compared against. So people loved them. For a good reason. They were really good builders. The only other builder I can think of is SimCity, and SimCity 2000 already did that. I think. As soon as you were building water pipes or electricity, the overlay of the map would change. Usability approach is new. Back then it was not done properly, I guess. Yeah, of course you are. Of course you are a ranger. You need to be an ostrich farmer now. Right. Has all the employees. Waiting for food. Has 0 employees. Because they are too far away from houses. But the houses don't want to be close to the hunters. Bazaar access. Theoretically they have access to the bazaar, but currently not. I'm trying to find an overlay that shows me the... Looking for laborers. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and build a well here. Build a road. Let's see, if we build the houses around it. Like so. And then the road like this. And connect the... Mr. Ostrich, you're in the way. Connect them like this. I'm not sure if they count as being connected to the road or not. Can we see that here? Vacant. That's not a big problem. Okay, so apparently the road access has a range of 2, like the fire prevention from the prefect in Caesar. I think. Otherwise it would probably show more problems, right? Risk of fire. Oh no! Oh no! Don't burn down. That's a mechanic they could have done without, by the way. In both games. Or handle it in a less obnoxious way. I don't know. I don't want to build an ancient Egyptian city where my biggest problem is that everything I build is collapsing all the time and setting itself on fire permanently. But I guess, yeah. I thought it was a good thing. Okay, so we figure out if we have access to the foodstuffs. Here, bazaar access. Life is death and decay. That's true. It's awaiting food. So, okay, we have full set of hunters. Visit your overseer of the granaries. We produce far too little food. Yeah, I know. Current housing can hold 80 more people. Overall, people are coming or wish to come to our city. 68 newcomers arrived this month. One granary holds food for 1 month. So... after we kill the ostriches, we will probably starve to death. Aha! Our delivery man is ready for new orders. So, are they hungry or not? I think he's driving. Yeah. Delivery man. Apophis. Going to granary from hunting lodge. So you can click on individual people and see where they come from and where they're going. Which is very, very important for fine-tuning paths and the location of your buildings. So, as in Caesar, if you enjoy micromanagement, you can get completely lost in this. Like our hunter.
Nearly invisible when they put their heads in the sand.
Did you know that? So yeah, I always feel a bit more at home in Pharao because it's more welcoming with its atmosphere. But it comes with the same pressure points as Caesar. Soon everything will burn and break down, and I will think, okay, I'll rather play City Skylines. But seeing where the modern builders came from is actually not too bad. And it's still a good game. So just in comparison to newer games, sometimes I can't be bothered. Farmers are overjoyed. Oh, okay. Who's pronounced Pharaoh? You are pronounced Pharaoh. The Pharaoh. Well, that depends. I like my pronunciation better. Okay, we can store a maximum of how much here? Can we find out? No, I'm doing it right. We can have a zoo. That's nice. It doesn't say how much they can store maximum. This has space for 3,100 units, and we don't see how much space they have. But they all have workers. That's important. Okay, let's check again for the access to the bazaar. The bazaar. Fire! Yeah. Like in the Caesar tutorial, they start the fire before they let you build the protection for it. Which I think sucks. Okay.
I'm the most popular person in the city. A lot of people need jobs.
He's the most popular person in the city. Look at that. Pharao. It depends on who you ask. What are you doing? A nearby building, the burning ruin, is having a detrimental effect on the desirability of this location. Too many occupants? Why? Do we not have enough houses? We could build some more here. Yeah, we're not allowed to build farms yet. Let's see. Fire. Aha. Now, that's kind of important. So we build a firehouse here. And there. And they get their own firehouse here as well. And my rough estimate is that is hopefully enough now. Yep. It's one of the issues with the overlays, as smart as the overlays are. Exactly. Yeah. They missed a chance to create, imagine they had managed that. It would still be the best building game ever. But since they didn't, modern games improved on the concept, and I really hope that the reworks that are in progress, or the reimaginations of Pharaoh, and there's Nebuchadnezzar, which is being, no, Children of the Nile it's called, right? And Nebuchadnezzar, they are being built currently, and I really hope that they bring together the best of both times. The micromanagement obsession and the neatness of the city building together with modern usability or control interface options and better graphics. And maybe also the option to fine-tune the difficulty a bit more. I mean, you can play this on easy, normal, and hard, but it's still, even on easy, it's very challenging to build bigger stuff. Even if you don't do the campaign, you can go for a sandbox mode. It gets hard really fast because the problems escalate super quick. Like yesterday in Caesar, I didn't know where the enemies were coming from, if they were only coming from the sides where the roads enter the map or not, and then I wasn't sure where to build the wall, and I didn't have any soldiers because for some reason they couldn't get any workers, and then, like Koyotek pointed out yesterday, there were 6 people and they wrecked the whole town. 6 raiders. Like, yeah, we've got a sword. That makes you pull your hair out sometimes. Right, now we have got these ruins here that we need to clear. And allow people to build very flammable houses again.
Welcome to ancient Egypt, land of the Pharaohs.
6 meager shanties, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to convince them. The granary has a detrimental effect. Are you kidding me? Does the bazaar also have a detrimental effect? No, it's just the granary. So the granary does count as an undesirable business. That you won't... that you don't want to have near your home. Victory! Just as I dismantled the granary.
Well done. By filling your people's bellies with nourishing food and protecting their homes from fire and collapse, you have helped this fledgling civilization take its first step on the long road of history.
Okay, we did it. We beat the first tutorial mission. Try to beat your high score. So,
after many years and the passing of a generation, your family has resettled in the area of Thinis, in Upper Egypt. Here, a small band of local rulers is attempting to extend its influence over Lower Egypt and all lands along the River Nile, and to unite this realm under its own house with one supreme leader.
oh no.
Establishing Thinis as a thriving city like nothing ever seen before will prove the worthiness of the Thinite Confederacy and help them gain supremacy over Lower Egypt and the other factions vying for power. In time, this will mean providing the population with entertainment and building wonderful temples to worship the region's patron deity. To build a city this grand will require a substantial supply of cash. You'll find rich deposits of gold ore in Thinis, and harvesting them should be your first priority.
Hey Emre, welcome. Yeah, right. The voiceover is in both games is very nicely done, and much of it. There's so much of it. 10 ordinary cottages and gold mining for the treasury. Search rock areas for presence of metal ore evidenced by shiny metallic patches, like these, among the rocks. In order to extract the ore, you must build gold mines adjacent to these veins. A palace is needed to convert the raw gold into more gold, as well as to store the resulting gold bullion. Beyond the gold? The palace is the seat of the city's government and must be built where there's suitable access to groundwater, the grassy areas. Once your palace is up and running, miners will deliver gold ore from any gold mines for conversion into cash, counted in debens or debens. Alright. Cool. There's gold. And there's an oasis here. Lots of fertile land, but no road access yet. So that's... Oh, a water supply. That looks like something that supplies a bigger area with water. Now we need to switch the overlay. Okay. We don't see how much range it has. So we build one until there are people close by. They probably might live near this, huh? Yeah. How about now? Probably here as well. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted to clear. There you go. Let's see if people move in now, or if we need a well first so they move in. And then later on we build a mine here, which will need access to labor, as it's being called. Where do we find the palace then? Yeah. Yeah. So they get a firehouse. Oh, a police station. The architect, so that nothing breaks apart too easily. The architect doesn't like to live in the city, right? Palace. The village palace needs to be built on these. Do they like living near the palace, I wonder? Probably not. I don't like a lot of things. So we draw the road there. And it's arriving. Oh look, this is a very desirable spot. They make beautiful roads already. Aha! Finally. That took some time. So now we can check how far this will distribute the water. No access. I beg to differ. But the ground tiles here have enough water for wells and water supply, so we can check again in a minute after they build their houses. We will need food. Did you see any ostriches? I didn't. Too few people are working. Yeah. Yeah. Aha! Okay. Found an ostrich. So, what I don't know is what it means to be close to the prey. We need more houses. But I don't yet know how far they carry the water. Has no access. Do we need to build a well next to it, or how does this work? We would probably need the employees there. That would be nice. So let's risk it and build some more. Aha! Now we can see. I don't see. I don't see. Plumbing was awesome. They had the best plumbing ever. So we need an undesirable granary somewhere. Maybe there. Oop. And then the shopping place, which is much more desirable. Oops. Here. Here. Mine some gold. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. I don't know. I think it might smell. Or it's noisy because there are lots of workers going about with their carts. I guess it's maybe both. Now we're mining gold, alright. Cool. I still don't understand how this works. Aha. We usually go a full month without. It's an uphill battle, alright. I would say, in comparison to SimCity, this is more of a hardcore simulation, and SimCity is more about fun and building stuff. This is more about optimizing things. You do build stuff, but you always have to go with the game's necessities. You can't really freely build anything. You basically manage all the needs and necessities against each other and try to get your city plan into working condition, which is hard enough as it stands. But if you approach the game from that angle, I think it's really not bad. Seems like I have to defend it a bit. I don't. Because you don't need to like it. But they are Caesar and this are very influential builder games. And most of what's done in today's builder games comes from there. Right? I would say SimCity is the more enjoyable game, unless you really enjoy the setting of either Caesar or Pharaoh. Yeah, they are close. They are closer to the Anno series. Yes. But compared to Caesar and Cleopatra, which is actually the expansion we have here, they are harder than Anno is a bit easier. But Anno took the need system of the houses as well as a main mechanic in the game, which is kind of cool. It's a bit more rewarding, I think, in the Anno series. Yeah. Assassin's Creed Origins. Didn't you do the history walk thing? Can I now see the water? Ah! Aha! So the larger the column, the better the water access. Would you look at that? But we don't see the range. So is it 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles? We can find out. By building houses there. Ask Creed. Do we have gold in the treasury yet? No, why not? We are mining it. Production is 48% complete. We have full workers. Okay. A small fortune of gold. Oh, alright. Well, it might take some time, but that's okay. So now people will move in. I might need another firehouse. And that does not have road access. Yeah. Aha! They are also being... they get a delivery. It just takes a bit. So as soon as these columns grow smaller and smaller, that means that our current water suppliers are having to work too hard, which then means we need to build another water supply. Could be here. Or we build one up here and extend the city's limits quite a bit. Let's try something. We need an engineer. I'm not sure if they get access to the road, but it might just work like that. The police. To prevent crime. So now we've got 2 engineers and 2 fire protection dudes. And we should get access to enough water. Right. The second bazaar. So bizarre. Here. Here. It provides for future housing. The originals? No. Origins. Ah. I thought you said original. No. You prefer Odyssey? You are wrong. Ha! Your opinion is wrong. Welcome to the channel. Your opinion is wrong. I try to not do that. Other people are allowed to do that, but I don't think it's very smart to do it. Or nice, for that matter. Who's that?
Everybody's friendly here. No one is reporting any crimes.
Some Spade Hotep. Is that now? That's a name. Our police dude with a sword. Everybody's friendly. Like in the channel. Yeah. You are wrong. Socrates. Well, comparing games is hard. because you can only compare them to what you prefer, and what you prefer might not be what everybody else prefers. Hence, the comparison of games is always your perspective on them, which includes your experience with other games and your influence from the outside towards your opinion building. And, you know, it's good to exchange opinions, but it's never good to try to convince others of your own opinion, unless you're a streamer like me. My job is to influence you and tell you to like all the games I like. No, wait, that's not what I'm doing. To check out all the games I'm checking out for you, because you might find them interesting. But you're most welcome to ignore them and find them stupid. That's quite alright. Where's the fire? In the mine? No. Oh! The hunting lodge burned down. Crap on a stick. It's my favorite saying, by the way. Crap on a stick. It's a very disgusting thing to say. I'm sorry about that. So, our hunting lodge burned down, because that's what hunting lodges do. Enjoy the lurk. Thanks for checking out Pharao with Cleopatra expansion. This pronunciation was provided to you free of charge. Enjoy. Take care of your blood pressure. Oh no, the gold mine collapsed. Because we have 2 architects running about in our 300 people village, but that's not enough. It's still collapsing. And that's where I would soon stop playing this, because I think that's just BS. You know. They are all in perfect structural condition. This set himself on fire, and this just broke down. I don't get it. Same in Caesar. An Egyptian city cannot truly flourish without suitable places of worship in the form of religious temples and shrines. These should be located close to the homes that they serve, and must be dedicated to one of the 5 gods. Every city has different religious tendencies. In a given city, one god is usually held in particularly high esteem and is referred to as its patron god, which makes it easier to handle this in comparison to Caesar. Yeah. Well, it was nearly next to the engineer, but the engineer is going on a patrol path, and since the game has like a tick system, every other time tick, the stability of a building goes down. And if an engineer does not pass the building on a road, it doesn't go up again. As soon as the engineer passes the building, it's stable again, because he checked for stability and, you know, told them to put a replacement beam there, and this needs to be more stable. So every time an engineer passes a building, it gets more stable. Every time a water carrier passes a building, it gets more water. Every time a food carrier, you know, it's the system identical for all the needs of the houses and buildings. Fire prevention, stability, and needs like water and food. So the path building, and that's why the first thing the game tells you, nearly the first thing, intersections are dangerous. Because if the engineer has too many intersections to follow, he does not see that there's also a mine in the back end, which is not part of the loop. And what I don't understand is how I can influence the engineer, if I build multiple ones, to take this or that path. It would be good if I could plan that for them, like set them to different paths, but I don't know how that works. Right, here's the engineer's house.
There are so many places in poor condition, I can barely keep up.
And he tells me that there are too many places where he needs to be. But now that I have a third one, it should work out. Right? But, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I need to close this road, and close it like this here, so that there's another loop they can follow. So they can actually reach the mine. I don't know. That's a bit odd. But it's something you learn, and then as soon as you know how it works, it's not a problem anymore. Right? Yeah, I can just rebuild it, yeah. I don't know. I really don't remember how the pathing works. I know I have the different overseers here. But yeah, I don't know. But you see, the complexity of these games is quite high. So the learning curve is steep and long. To master these games, you need to play them a lot. So this is not something you can casually pick up and play for a bit. That doesn't work. But until the new games are finished, this is the only way you can have a builder in Egypt. That's entertainment. And temples. Right, currently I see...
That bossy lady makes me carry goods all day.
There are so many places in poor condition, I can barely keep up.
Okay, so the architects can't keep up.
There are so many places in
There should be a third one.
I can barely keep up.
But there isn't. Maybe it takes a bit. Yeah, do check. Do check if you are in the mood for a builder. You definitely need to have a look. So why do they walk there? I haven't seen any mention of a stopper or some. I don't think it's a thing. He quit his job. Too much to do. Fuck this, he said. I'm not doing this anymore. So we build another. And one more here. It's not an ideal solution what they put into the game, by far. So the smaller the squares or placements, like this is a very nice placement. It's huge and it allows for lots of houses with a few intersections, right? Yeah, it can stop blinking now. Entertainment. Must be over an intersection. But not that kind of intersection. Ah, okay. Some entertainment here. No. They are relatively cheap. But by now, I'm out of money. 30 for the protective bases. And I've got 170 currently. Okay, let's go back. This is how it looks properly. And we might just be able to stop the buildings from collapsing now. Oh yeah, we need to rebuild the hunting. Right. There's a juggler school, and we have the entertainment spot. Cool. Another 62 days of juggling. The poor people. How's the fire risk? Some.
I'm satisfied with this city.
Now we need to build the temples. Otherwise the gods set our places on fire. A shrine to Bast. It's a cat god. Yeah. Additional funds. It's a one-time rescue. In Caesar grants you extra funding, but he wants it back. And in this game you get a one-time extra payment, and then you have to take care of your economy yourself. Even though the tutorial didn't teach me how to earn money yet. Currently the gold is the only thing I can do, yes. It's supposed to fill my treasury, but can increase the tax rate. Ah, yeah, the taxes. Okay, so I get taxes from the housing, and I can tax them higher. I could do that. But yeah, as soon as you have a little village, and it's not all the time burning down, collapsing, starving, and so on. As soon as you got that figured out, then you start making it better. And the next village you build is going to be better. And the next village you build is going to be better, and so on. So the reward comes, but it comes so late that lots of people just bounce off these games before they even started. Which is a pity. But yeah, as I pointed out, it's kind of hard to stick to these if you have the new games. But that being said, the new games also don't really satisfy all the checkboxes for fans of building games. That's why people still go back to the older ones. So there's probably no perfect game out there, I guess. And you will find a game where there's less that you enjoy or more that you enjoy, and you end up playing the one with the most aspects that you like. Obviously. Exactly. You don't learn blueprints though. I mean, you could, but then you get bored quick. In the end, it's about coming up with creative new ways of improving stuff. And in the missions, in the campaign, also adapting to changing situations. Which is relying on your knowledge how to have a good layout. So, as far as the learning experience goes, it's a bit of a checkered... no, not checkered, how do you say that? A bit of a patchy, spotty? Bit of a spotty system. But it takes you in fast. And then you have to kind of get through it. Like I said, hardcore optimization economy simulation. No, I wouldn't say it's a mixed bag. It's just it has a very like rogue games. It has a very clear target audience. It's not for everyone, I guess. Oh no, not all games were hard back then. Some were just limited in their design choices. And game development has been, well, it had developed, right, over the last 40, 30 years. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's a mixed bag. There's nothing wrong with this game. The only thing that's cumbersome is checking the overlays. They could have done that better. But there's nothing wrong. You just need to kind of want to play it, is what I'm saying. But yeah, it's not perfect by any means. Right? So that was Pharao.